Hello, my name is Evan Schwartz, and we're going to talk about legacy. Legacy that is passed on from a parent to a child, and how a legacy was passed on to me. But before we can get too deep into the legacy that was passed on to me, you kind of have to think about what's a legacy. So, what is a legacy? In some cases, a legacy is land, it's property, it's a business, something tangible. Um, that wasn't what was passed on to me. In my case, uh, my legacy was more along the lines of information, philosophy, a way of life. It changed my life when it was presented to me. The way it was presented to me was a little unusual or unorthodox, I would imagine, but that's just the way my father was. He wasn't a very orthodox type of person, but he gave me this information. Basically, inside of a 7-Eleven convenience store, I had asked for a quarter to buy some bubble gum. I didn't get the bubble gum, by the way. What I got was this piece of information that ultimately changed my life. He bent down on one knee, looked me right in the eye, and gave me this philosophy. But you can't really just jump into the philosophy. You gotta understand who my father was. He was a farmer, grew up on a farm as a child in Oklahoma. When he turned 18, joined the Navy, went off to war, was a wounded warrior, left the Army and basically are in the Navy and just became a family man. So his life was really his family, and that's what he grew up with. Again, before we do what the philosophy was, what the legacy was, I have to warn you, it's deeper than it sounds. It's something you have to think about, and there's a couple of sides to it. So ultimately, what was the legacy? What did my father pass on to me? Well, he gave me a simple phrase when I asked for a quarter for some bubble gum: "Is nothing given has value. The only thing in this world that has value are those things that you earn and those things that you take. If you earn more than you take in a day, that is a good day. But not all days can be good." Hmm. I got to tell you, I was very confused at the ripe old age of 11 with this little humdinger. What was my father asking me to do? I almost thought he was asking me to steal the gum, to be honest with you. I didn't get gum that day. I didn't do it, but it kind of burned or etched that philosophy into my brain because I have to admit I was a little miffed about not getting the gum. So what does this mean? Nothing given has value. I like birthdays. I loved Christmas. I got stuff. But and clearly he didn't want to give me the quarter, so maybe this was just a cop out. But the truth of the matter is, as I look back on all those gifts and Christmas gifts, I don't have any of those. But the things I bought myself as a child, I still have those. Hmm. So for a lot of years, it was all me, 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 self-centered. What can be given to me that has value, or what should I earn, or what should I take? So it was a very self-centered type of perspective around the philosophy, and it was introspective as opposed to existential. As I grew up and had children, clearly any parent will tell you there's no me once you have children. So everything started to look outward, and I started to realize the philosophy from the other side. As I was giving people things and enabling people because I was more fortunate or worked harder than they did, I found that they just weren't really taking advantage of the opportunities I was giving. I gave my niece a car, and she let every Tom, Dick, and Harry drive the car and work on the car. And under a year, the car caught on fire in her job's parking lot and burned to the ground. The car she bought for herself, she's had for 10 years. Hmm, there's something. So a good day. What did he mean by a good day? Earn more than you take. What does he mean by take? I got earn part, so that took a little while. The taking part took a while, but the earning for stuff was more rewarding for me. I did value it more. Like I said, the things I bought myself as a child, I still have those to this day. The taking part took a little bit longer because as I went into my professional career, there were my leaders and bosses that I saw weren't really doing a good job. So I took an assertive action. I took charge and led. Ultimately, what happened is they lost their jobs, but the project was saved. So maybe that's what he meant by taking. So how has it changed me as a person? Well, it's changed me a lot, because as I go and reflect on my life, I realize that this philosophy has been core to me since it was given to me. Really, it's kind of driven a lot of what I do as a person. I'm heavily motivated as a person by the things that I earn. I really want to earn those things that I want, need, and have. I don't like to be given gifts, even on my birthday. I'd rather experience something with you, take me to dinner, let's go see a movie, let's go to a park or something. I'm very experiential when it comes to that, so I've become a bit of a minimalist because of it. I don't value things. The way I help others is also changed by this philosophy. I don't like giving people money or just giving people stuff. I'd much rather get out there and help them, teach them to fish, sort of, so to speak. Help them work on their car. Teach them how to do the things that I know how to do. Pass on my knowledge and see if I can't lift them up. And it's made me a better leader. Understanding what I can get out of people, what I can get out of myself, what my limits are. This core philosophy has sort of driven that leadership level and has put me into a position to be a leader. So that's really what it's done for me. And now I have the unique opportunity to pass this on to my children, to carry the legacy. And I have. And I can see it evolving and changing them, how they perceive the world, how they operate in the world. And they're starting off very much like me, selfishly, as I would expect any child to do. But I'm hopeful that the legacy will evolve for them as it has for me. So I hope you've enjoyed this presentation. I know I have. Thank you.